My name is Chazzy. How is everyone doing today? So the other day I had a thought that I was actually illiterate. I can read and I can also write, but one of the things I realized is I have no idea how the world of technology works. I work in fintech and I am a credit officer. The type of technology I work with, or the type of finance company I work with, basically does business to business finance. That's my favorite type of finance. Like doing personal loans and stuff doesn't really excite me, but when you actually get to learn about businesses, see what they do, understand what their business model looks like and how the end result looks like, that's the kind of stuff I'm really into. Over the last 2 years, a lot of us have spent a lot of money online, and I hadn't realized just how much e-commerce had basically grown over the last 2 years. And when you kind of like look at e-commerce transactions, there are so many payment gateways, and with embedded finance, it's almost removed the need for banks to exist. If you go onto ASOS's website, you can basically make a payment, and in terms of your payment options, you can use your bank card if you want to, or alternatively, you can do buy now, pay later using Klarna and pay in 3 monthly installments. You can use PayPal credit, and you can also use like Apple. These aren't the only payment gateways available, but these are just ones I've picked up from the top of my head. But with all of these recent changes and all of these various payment gateways, as financiers, we need to figure out how to actually make sense of all of this information, because we literally live in a big data society. So one of the things that fintech is currently doing is reconciling all of these various payment gateways just to make sense of the information. And being a credit officer, being in a credit risk role, I have just realized how important it is for me to, I guess, get to terms with all of this big data that we're now having to basically deal with and basically incorporate into our processes and systems. When the Open Banking Directive went live a few years ago, it was absolutely amazing for me as a little fintech kid, and it just basically removed a lot of the clunkiness within the process. So I have realized that I need to basically learn data science just to kind of like equip myself with the tools I need. One of the things I've noticed, because I'm basically back on the job market, when I'm looking for senior risk officer roles, a lot of them are insisting, or a lot of them are basically insisting that like Excel is like non-negotiable, you have to have good Excel skills, and I'm kind of like okay there. But the other one that's kind of like still optional, but I don't know how much more optional it's going to be, is basically SQL. So SQL is a nice to have, and one of the reasons SQL is a nice to have is you're basically able to consolidate all this information from various databases and basically make sense of it. SQL is also like such an amazing tool. I guess it's quite basic, but it's so amazing in terms of if you're in a senior risk position / head of your own department. If you can do SQL, it allows you to basically strategize, it allows you to play about with experiments. Like in my old firm, my COO used to basically put all these databases and used to build stuff for me. What I didn't realize he was doing was basically using SQL to build all of these reports and just all of these things for me from different places. So I need to learn how to do SQL, and I guess the reason why I'm sitting down today is I want to show you guys like my journey as I become a lot more tech literate. So I've got a website as well that I've like never ever used. I've been paying it for like 2 years, yet it's there and I'm not using it. So I need to figure out how to build my own website. When it comes to like my online presence and my online footprint, I don't really have a professional footprint, so this is going to be like in part of it. And one of the things you have to do when you kind of like get into the world of data, a lot of places or a lot of people basically have like a portfolio showcasing some of the work that they've done. So I guess there's a couple of projects I kind of like want to do, and one of the reasons I need to get my website up to date is it needs to become like a portfolio for all of my work, and it's just going to document everything that's going to be happening. Like the world of tech is so incredibly interesting because people actually showcase their work. So in addition to kind of like learning SQL, I realized that I also need to learn Python. Why do I need to learn Python? I think that Python gives you the abilities to do a lot of things, and I feel as if when you're dealing with big data, you need to figure out how to work fast. We're in a world where speed is everything. I'll give you an example. When I used to be in corporate, it would maybe take you about 3 months to work on one single transaction. So if you had like a transaction of £10 million, you would basically milk it. Like by the time you've like interviewed the client, seen their premises, got all the information you need, submitted your credit paper, got all the reports that you required from all over the places, it would take you about 3 to 4 months, or 3 to 4 months actually, if I'm being exact, to get your submission in, to get everything approved, and to get the money in the client's bank account. That same transaction of 10 million, I can basically turn that around within a day, or within a few hours. So that's the current world that we're existing in, where speed of response is just so incredibly important and so incredibly vital to your operation. One of the things I've realized is I'm actually like quite a big fan of data. Like numbers seem so complicated, they seem so intimidating. But when you kind of like move and remove your bias away from a situation, the numbers actually can tell a very, very good story. So I want to focus on my storytelling skills professionally using numbers, because those numbers are basically going to push my career forward. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and see you soon. Hopefully next week, guys. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.